Okay, we are here with Eric Daren. He's the Horticultural Manager at the Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival. And this is really a special year because there's just so much new. Can you tell us a little bit about the great new things you've brought for the 20th anniversary?
Well, yeah, that's it, the 20th festival. That's pretty special. And the thing is, we have more new horticulture elements than I've ever seen before. In fact, in our gardens, we have our largest garden we've ever done to date, Oz, which is the Imagination Walkway. It takes up the entire walkway. Before, our gardens took up about half of it. It's based on the film that was released yesterday. But this garden tells the whole story of the film in the garden. You start out on one area, you're doing carnival games. You go through a tornado, and you end up in what we're calling Munchkin Land, which is the play area for the kids and a relaxation area for the parents. So I think that the parents are going to love that. Another new garden that, when we saw the Oz garden, I thought, okay, this is the best garden we have this year. The Radiator Springs garden, it gives it a run. It's not as big, but it features Lightning McQueen and Mater, our Cars topiaries. Kind of a boy-friendly garden. We actually have in the garden, radiators all around. You don't normally see old radiators in a garden. And then there's an interactive area where the kid gets to hunt up, your child gets to hunt up car parts that we've kind of made into crazy shapes. And they see the car part, where is it up there? So kind of a scavenger hunt that you do on your own. Our new topiaries, Mike and Sully from Monsters University, which is not released until this summer. So it's kind of a sneak preview of that. All I'll say for that is you get to see a topiary of Mike with a retainer, which who thought a monster with a retainer. It's a great display. So, those are probably our newest garden elements. Oh, yeah. Do I also mention we have food?
Oh, yeah.
So what we in horticulture are saying, take away the food, and it's still the most new content we may have ever had in any single year. And we're very excited about that. Because even before the food was approved, we were thinking, this is our 20th year, we've got to make it the best festival ever. Even the front entrance, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but I think we went back to a model which is very successful for us, which is being inspired from the Walt's shorts that he did in the 30s. There was one he did where they were doing like a picnic, outdoor party, and all the things these characters do were drawn straight from those shorts. When we've done that before with the Hawaiian Holiday, with Goofy surfing, and with the one where we were hiking in the West and Goofy fishing, anytime we use Walt's inspiration to inspire us, it's good, which shouldn't be surprising.
Absolutely.
So, and then of course the food and beverage. We've been talking about it for years, Chef Jens and I and Michael Jenner, the food and wine manager, and finally this year we were able to get it approved. It's from a horticulture standpoint, it's a natural continuation of what we've been doing the last 4 or 5 years, which is going more and more edible landscapes. We've only done that because we know our guests love them. When we do an edible landscape, the attendance and traffic in that garden increases noticeably. We've done just about all we could with just plants. We've got some great edible landscapes. So to continue telling the story and to finish telling the story, it was just natural that we create food, which is after all what the guests were wanting all along. So we have the 12 marketplaces, heavily based on the food, the stories about the food. As you are waiting in line, you can read the plants that are being used, ingredients that are being used in the recipes that are being served. And then there's a story at each one of the marketplaces. For instance, one of the things they're serving in France is a ratatouille tart, where you can read a storyboard. What is ratatouille? What's its history? Where it's from? All 12 of the marketplaces have a story like that. So, a lot new this year. It feels like almost a different festival, both from a horticulture standpoint and, of course, the food and beverage element.
Absolutely, and I have to toss in, I love the passport because it really, if there's an element that you're missing, you see that, and
Yes.
It's just darn fun to get it stamped.
It is, and the thing that people I think are enjoying was, it's not just about the food and beverage. Every single garden, every staffed element, there's a passport item. So you truly, using that one item, you can see every single thing in the food at the Flower and Garden Festival, even the topiaries. I don't know if you've noticed, all the topiary displays are listed on the back as well. So you can truly know I've now experienced the entire festival, which is pretty tough to do in a day.
Absolutely. I recommend several, and it kind of changes as the weather changes
exactly.
too.
When we went to 75 days and started opening in the cool weather, in my opinion, it improved the look of the garden because we could finally use our what we call our cool season plants, the violas, snapdragons, which are just so vibrant. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your viewpoint, it's going to get a little bit warmer in April, and those plants won't be able to handle the hotter weather. So halfway through, almost every bedding plant in the park will get replanted, a whole different look. So truly, you do see a different festival at the beginning than you do at the end.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for that
Happy
wonderful
to talk to
overview.
you.
And we'll be back,
Look
definitely.
forward to seeing you.